Starter rows. We're going to talk real quick, brief about starter rows, way they need to be installed, way they need to be cut if you're going to cut them, and more importantly, how not to screw it up, because I see it a lot. Missing starter rows upside down, starter rows done wrong, and it's going to pose a problem. So first off, this is not a starter. It's cut out of a shingle out of the headlap. We're going to talk about shingles and how they're stacked in a bundle from the manufacturer and what to peel off and not peel off and why, just clear up the mishap. There's a lot of people that think you need to peel the plastic. You don't need to peel the plastic unless it comes off from where it's designed to be and sticks on where it's not supposed to be. So hopefully this will clear up the confusion there. On the way in, good, give it a quick thumbs up. We're gonna talk about it real quick. Should be a couple minutes and that's it. Get the GoPro put on. All right, so starter row, we're gonna talk about the size of a starter row first off. It needs to be, well, it can really be any length. It can be a continuous roll. Most manufacturers have them the width they need to be. Important that they are a certain height. Looking at this shingle, when a starter row covers, two shingles come together right here. It's basically, sole purpose is for water coming in where these two shingles come together is on a solid piece of shingle and runs off. That's what the starter row is. They do have a seal strip to help stick down. It's not crucial. I mean, I don't have starter here, so we're making it out of the top headlap. Basically all I did, where this shingle came together like that, I flipped it over, cut it, took the top. The shingle manufacturers, their headlap right here is going to be big enough so if it's run down to bottom, it comes up past the common bond, the reveal line, so when the next row crosses over, it's completely covered. You don't want it short where water could get in, if that makes sense. All right, now let's talk about the seal strip and the cellophane wrapper on these shingles here, because this, a lot of people get wrong. They come in a stack like this. Some shingles are granules up all throughout the whole bundle, but their seal strips will be on the opposing side up here. They're always oriented in such a way the seal strip of whatever manufacturer you're working with does not stick on the shingle that it's stacked on in the manufacturer. These are flipped. So for example, the visible side headlap up, the next one, the visible headlap side is down. The seal strip here is sticking to or lapped against in the package right here solely so it does not stick. It should peel off like that. So you can pull this up, install it on your roof, flip this over, install it on your roof, and continue the process. You do not need to remove these cellophane strips unless it peels off of here, because sometimes it happens. It should be bedded or embedded, right? It's stuck. See how it's in there? Every now and then you get some where it doesn't adhere to that part. I'm pulling on it and say it's stuck on this right here, okay? That is what you do not want. If it's stuck to the cellophane strip and you install it like this, I just recently did a video a couple weeks ago where that's how it was, and the shingles are just flapping. And in that case, you need to peel that off of there, okay? That is important to do if it is stuck on the seal strip. Out of the manufacturing package, if they're here, you don't need to touch it. It is perfectly fine, a-okay. It is designed only for the shingle it's stacked against to not stick. That's it. That's all there is to it. Hopefully that clears up a little miscommunication or misunderstanding of seal strips and people needing to peel off the cellophane versus not peel off the cellophane. As far as the starter row that I'm cutting, using a factory edge down, granule side up, there's no seal strip. Hey, Brian, why are you doing that? That's not right. Yes, if you're gonna do a shingle roof install, you're gonna use the components the manufacturer says. I'm just doing a small little repair here, but this shingle is not a top seal. It's a bottom seal, being on the bottom of the shingle. When I install that right there, it's gonna stick to the starter row perfectly fine. Now, cut starter rows on a gable edge, however, don't do anything because there's no seal strip, and there's no seal strip laterally going up the side of the shingle. It's not really gonna do much. So it'll give you a straight rake edge if you're hanging it over, but it's perfectly fine in a repair case like this. Now in that video, the guy took a full shingle upside down and flipped it upside down and had their shingle starter row like this. That's no different than being in the package from the manufacturer and will never stick down, ever, unless you peel that off there or squirt dabs of sealer up under there. There is very simple basics to shingle install. There's not a lot to learn. It's really pretty simple, but I'm hoping that cleared up a little confusion. If you're like, do I peel it, do I not peel it? People say you gotta peel it, people say you don't gotta peel it. It depends. If it stays where it's designed, then you don't need to peel it. If it comes off where it's meant to be for packaging solely, then yes, you need to peel it off of the seal strip. If you liked it, if you got any benefit out of it, give it a quick thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.